I have a list of the top 10 operators I want to see get an elite skin most in 2021. Some of these picks might surprise you guys, so wait till the very end where I'll let you know what my #1 pick is for an operator that desperately needs an elite skin. Since 2021 is right around the corner, I want to share with you guys some of my ideas for elite skins that these operators can have. Starting off with number 10, we have Cade. Now, Cade isn't the newest operator on Team Rainbow, but it's definitely time for him to get an elite skin. I think Cade has a pretty cool design with an interesting lore that they can play into. They can either take like the serious route from it and get inspiration from the awesome lore from his bio, or go literally crazy with it and make him, I don't know, Santa Claus Cade. But whatever they do with Cade, I think he needs an elite skin in 2021. Coming up next at number 9, we have Yana. Now, Yana is actually a pretty new operator in the lineup, but hear me out. Maybe Yana's can come out like late 2021, but I would think it would be just so badass if they made an astronaut elite skin for Yana. I recently made a lore video about Yana, link in the description, where we talked about all the super cool things Yana did in her lifetime, like for example, being an astronaut. She literally went on the International Space Station. They can totally make an out of this world elite skin for Yana where she's in an astronaut suit. Now, this wouldn't be competitive at all by any stretch of imagination because the entire suit would be like all white. But I think nonetheless, this would be an amazing elite skin idea. Hear me out, guys. Astronaut elite skin for Yana. Now, before we get into my 8th pick for operators that need elite skins in 2021, I want to shout out my amazing Discord server full of people who love Siege and other video games like Among Us, Rocket League, and Call of Duty Cold War. If you want to be a member of this awesome community, then click the link in the description. Also, if you think I did a good job making this video, then leave a like to help me out with YouTube's insane algorithm. Okay, so coming in at number 8 is going to be Gridlock. Currently, Gridlock does not have an elite skin, and I think she deserves one though. Do you guys remember when the Australian wildfires were happening like early 2020? Well, the community got together and talked to Ubisoft, telling them that if they made a Gridlock elite skin where she was an Australian fighter and 100% of the profits went to fire relief for Australia, then we would all buy an elite skin for Gridlock. Ubisoft didn't make the elite skin though because it takes months and months to make them, so instead they donated a bunch of money instead. But I still think it would be a super cool idea to have a firefighter Gridlock. I mean, just imagine you're in a fire with no hope in sight, then all of a sudden this massive firefighter busts through the door and rescues you. She picks you up with one arm, throws you between her massive butt cheeks, and runs away with each step shaking the building to its core. That sounds pretty fire to me. Sorry about the pun. Coming in at number 7 is going to be Alibi. Now, do I think we'll be getting an Alibi elite skin? No, probably not. The reason why is because Ubisoft has stated that the reason why Alibi's prismas never reflect which cosmetic skin you have on is because it's actually really hard for them to make and develop. So since a couple years after Alibi's release and the prisma still don't show which weapon or headgear skin you have on, I have low hopes for Alibi getting an elite skin. But I think Alibi really deserves an elite skin though. I'm having a hard time coming up with ideas for her. Can you guys help me out with some ideas in the comments, please, for Alibi's elite skin? We're just under halfway to my #1 pick, but coming up next is number 6 with Oryx. Okay, so Oryx is a pretty new operator as well, but I have my reasons why I think he should get an elite skin in 2021. I know his pick rate isn't really good at all, but the people that do play Oryx are die-hard Oryx fans and will absolutely buy an elite skin no matter what. So you guys want to hear my suggestion? Well, it's none other than the Kool-Aid Man elite skin for Oryx. Oh yeah! Okay, so we know that Kool-Aid Man Oryx is very far-fetched, but is it really though? We already have a Pizza Mozzie skin and freaking Muppets, so why can't we have a Kool-Aid Man elite skin Oryx? I think Ubisoft and Kool-Aid need to get together and make the sickest elite skin to date. Kool-Aid Man Oryx. Number 5 is going to be Nook. Okay, so a Nook elite skin would just be unbelievably badass. I can already tell it would be. But here's the thing with Nook. In her lore and bio, I can't stress this enough, she needs to cover up her identity to the outside world. It's an absolute must for her or she leaves Team Rainbow. So with that being said, we need to respect that. I think a full-blown ghillie suit like a sniper would be so cool to have as an elite skin for Nook. Either that or like a ghost type figure would be so cool. I really do think it's time Ubisoft showed some more love to Nook in the cosmetic department. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to tell you guys before we move on to my fourth pick is that I'm not including Callie, Maverick, and Jackal to this list because we have already gotten leaks / rumors that their elite skins are already being developed, so I don't want this video to become like obsolete the next like 3 months. Okay, so coming up next at number 4 is Maestro. Guys, Maestro needs an elite skin like now. As one of the most unique and interesting operators in all of Siege, I'm kind of surprised he still doesn't have one already. They can totally play into a cowboy vibe for him, or like a rancher on a farm on the countryside. Now, what do you guys think? What would be a cool elite skin for Maestro? You can let me know in the comments below. So far, my idea is like a cowboy Maestro kind of vibe, but let me know what your guys is. Moving on to the top 3 operators in 2021 that desperately needed an elite skin, we have Montaigne coming in at number 3. Oh my god, guys, I still can't believe Monty doesn't have an elite skin as a vanilla operator. Even Blitz has one, and everyone hates Blitz. Monty is the pinnacle of shields in Siege. UB needs to show him some love. I don't know why, but I'm picturing like a super buff construction worker that's holding like a brick wall for a shield. Monty always gets referred to as being like a brick wall, like immovable. So Ubisoft can take this quite literally and just give him a brick wall for a shield. Construction worker Monty with a brick wall. What do you guys think? Coming in at number 2, we have Castle. I mean, come on. Castle has to be like the most neglected operator by Ubisoft in all of Siege, like literally. They like never do anything cool with him. Very recently, they just gave him the super shorty. Other than that, like Castle hasn't seen like any really cool cosmetics or no real changes to the operator as a whole. Like he's just always just like cast off to the side. That's why I'm giving him a super sweet idea and straight up making him a knight in shining armor. I've seen this idea float around a couple times in my videos where I ask you guys to come up with elite skin ideas and draw them up and make designs and then send them in to me. I've made a couple of those videos already, so if you're interested in those, I'll leave links for those in the description as well. But I think Castle literally being in medieval knight armor would just be so cool. He could have like a long sword tied to his back or on his back or something, making him so much more badass. Okay guys, before we get into my number 1 pick, I want to announce a few honorable mentions. First is Mozzie. The reason why I didn't put Mozzie on the list for elite skins is because he already has Pizza Mozzie skin, which is already an amazing skin. Also, I have Warden as an honorable mention. And then lastly, I have Nomad as an honorable mention. I couldn't come up with any cool ideas for Nomad's elite skin, so that's why she didn't make the top 10 list. Okay, everyone, so coming in at number 1 for operators that desperately need an elite skin in 2021 is going to be Vigil. So there is just so much Ubisoft can do with Vigil. They can play into his lore and make him a beaten and battered North Korean refugee, or they can upgrade his suit and make him look super cool. They can even go crazy with it and strike a deal with DC Comics and literally turn him into Batman. I think he would be a pretty good Batman. As a staple operator in Siege and one of the best roamers in all of Siege, I feel like Vigil needs some love and his design can be just so cool. And that's why I have him as the number 1 pick of operators that need elite skins in 2021. Well, everyone, that's my list. Do you agree with it, or what would you change about it? You can let me know by leaving a comment down below. Now, if you did enjoy the video and think I did a good job making it, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe with notifications if you're new. Now, with all that being said, Jeppy out!